Two idiots talking over stuff. Talking over. Talking over. Talking over.
What's up, happy Halloween yesterday, you fucking idiots. No, wait, 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Happy Halloween.
It's Halloween to us right now, so we're going to be a little bit festive about it.
Hey, what's the witching hour? What time is that?
I think 3 a.m., I want to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was going to say we're in the witching hour, but we're definitely not.
We're certainly not.
Hey, happy Halloween.
Hey, happy Halloween.
Felicia, when I say Felicia, who do you think I'm talking about?
He's talking about me. I'm Felicia. And you can find me on social media at Felicia3 on Twitter and Instagram. Isn't that right, Jesse?
Yeah. Oh, right. I'm Jesse. You can find me at Al by Night on Twitter. And we got a new website that I just launched today.
Yeah. I'm disappointed because the image of Jonathan Frakes isn't up anymore.
Yeah, I made a choice.
Yeah.
I was looking at the analytics and everybody's using a cell phone to go to our site. So I was like, I'll make it fast and less pictures.
Yeah, boring.
But it's got a blog now.
Yeah, and if you want to find it, you can go to www.idiots.fm.
Hell yeah.
And another cool thing that's on that website is links to all our social media, including our Discord, which is always the most poppin'. You can chat with other folks who are listening. Otherwise, if you want to hit us up, if you have questions or just want to tell us what bad opinions I have, you can tweet at us at Tito's Pod or email us, which we took that off, so never mind. But you can click on.
No, it's
tell us on our Discord.
It's in the about us. Is hello@idiots.fm.
Okay. And hey, if you're feeling nice, you can rate us on podchaser.com or Apple Podcasts.
Yeah. And someone say Felicia's your favorite. Because Felicia's been hitting me up every time someone's like, wow, Jesse's opinion's great. Felicia's like, I hate you,
No, I don't say it like that.
You.
But Jesse does have some fanboys, and I would like some of those. So if anyone wants to be my fanboy, and every once in a while make fun of something Jesse says, I'd be okay
which
with
is
that.
Often.
No, I don't think anyone really does so far.
I think this is just early days. I say plenty of shit that makes me hateable.
I know.
I expected this to go so far in the other direction.
No, see, because I'm a woman, so my opinions don't matter.
I don't believe in that, but you're probably right sometimes.
Well, I wouldn't have a podcast with you if you believed in that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that wouldn't really gel.
No.
I wouldn't be married if I believed in that. My woman.
My woman?
Jesus.
What the
fuck? What a bad Freudian slip in that moment, huh? What a terrible fucking Freudian slip.
Let me tell you something about my woman.
What I was going to say is my wife is a strong woman and she wouldn't let that shit slide for a second.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, Jesse.
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. I mean, like we mentioned before, it's Halloween, so I've been trying to consume some spooky media.
Yeah.
And watching stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street, Sleepy Hollow, Dracula, Nightmare Before Christmas. Clue.
Why didn't you? I want to watch. Why didn't you tell me about none of that? I would watch.
Literally yesterday.
Okay. I would have watched Nightmare on Elm Street. You never mentioned that one.
That one I watched like real late at night, one night this past week.
The other ones I don't want to watch.
Yeah. Every time I watch Bram Stoker's Dracula, it makes me really angry because it's a beautiful, beautiful movie and it's so much like the book in so many ways. And I love the book, but there's like in the book, there's literally no romance between Dracula and Mina.
Yeah.
It doesn't make fucking sense in the movie because he literally killed her best friend.
Yeah.
And it just makes me so angry. So
Dude,
I shouldn't
saw
watch
that. I saw that one in the theater when it came out.
Uh-huh.
And I had like one of my biggest pet peeves is forced romance.
Yes.
It's one of my biggest. And
it does not make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't like that movie.
It's like Dracula couldn't just be a bad guy. They had to be like, he's doing it for love.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he's not actually.
No, he's doing it for blood, you idiots.
Yeah.
He's a selfish psychopath.
Yeah, dude. So like I love so much about that movie, but that makes me too angry. All the stuff with like Van Helsing and Lucy and her suitors is great. The other thing is I've been playing some video games.
Yeah.
I started playing Subnautica, which my friend Alex has been trying to get me to play for a very, very long time.
I've been thinking about playing that for a very long time. I always hear it's good.
So yeah, I've heard, he loves it and I've heard good things, but I think like it's so slow to start for me. There's so much resource gathering that usually I'm into, but it just feels very, very repetitive. And I think it's because it's underwater. So you're like trying to dive for supplies while watching your oxygen level.
Oh no, I hate that.
Yeah. And like you run out so quickly. Even once you upgrade stuff, you still have to, like, once you get past a certain depth, your oxygen runs out faster. And it's just like I don't know, I keep gathering stuff and then dying. Either like some creature gets me or I drown or whatever, and then all my resources are gone. So like
I hate that.
I know. I'm having a real hard time getting into it. I've gotten a couple things that I think might help my experience, but I haven't really had the desire to go back to it yet. So I don't know. I'm reserving judgment on that. The other game I've been playing, they just put out a DLC for Resident Evil Village. The DLC is called Shadows of Rose.
So you mentioned that. Who'd you mention that to?
I mentioned it in our Fortnite chat because I know Kevin had played.
That's right, Kevin.
Resident Evil Village.
Is good?
So here's the thing. It's trying too much. Resident Evil Village is like a near perfect game to me. And the DLC, so it takes place, I'd want to say like, I don't know, 15 years after the events of Village. And it's the daughter of the protagonist of Village in the previous game. And they set it up like anybody from Village could be brought back. Like they lay down that reasoning right away. And then they just don't really capitalize on it in any kind of like satisfying way. Maybe a little bit, but it's pretty predictable. So they don't really bring back your favorites. There's
like the big lady with the
So the first part of the game takes place in her castle, but it's all new like enemies and they're way overpowered. You get really scarce ammo in the beginning and it takes like 8 handgun bullets to down one of these things and there's a shit ton.
Yeah.
So it's just like you really got to truck through it for a while. It gets better once you get different weapons. It's only about 3 hours long.
That's like nothing.
Yeah. And it does, it takes place in the castle and one other location from Village. And that one was kind of cool, but it just kept going. And they, just when you think you're done, you have something else to fight. Some cool concepts, but they just like did too much. And I think that if you, I guess it's worth checking out, especially because Village really rewards you for like hitting accomplishments. There's all these little goals in the bonus section, and when you hit a goal, you get a certain number of points that you can use to unlock weapons and unlock like unlimited ammo for those weapons if you want to play it again. So my friend Alex and I are like strategizing over the past couple days, like, okay, I can restart this and hit this, this, and this. Or like if I load from this save and sell everything and upload this gun, I can get unlimited.
Fuck, man. I don't like hearing you talk about it. It sounds like a chore.
It's not. It's like, this is the kind of shit that I can get into. So basically it comes down to I'm going to do another run of Village real soon, but the DLC was a little bit of a letdown. Hey, what did you do?
I just started my vacation week.
Hell yeah.
I started off by sleeping until 11:30 a.m.
Ooh.
And then I went back to sleep at 5 p.m. and woke up at 7 p.m. This is par for the course for most of my vacations. Like,
I mean, that's part of a vacation is rest.
Well, yeah, but it's rest because I can like default to my natural state, which is night owl. So like I'm up till like 4 and 5. I think I was up till 5. Definitely when Miriam woke up this morning, which was 5 a.m. And that's how I prefer it. So I do my like best creative work like in the wee hours of the morning. I think because my brain is maybe slowing down enough to like focus on shit.
Yeah, and plus like the world is real quiet and nobody's gonna bug you. Everyone's asleep.
Yeah, I just turn on my hacker music playlist and go at it. So that's actually what I was doing last night, is just putting the finishing touches on the website, and I launched it right before I went to bed.
Nice.
And my birthday was yesterday, canonically.
Yeah, and in the time we're recording this, it's tomorrow. So
yeah, and I don't care about it.
Almost birthday. You all need to say happy birthday to Jesse in Discord or Twitter. Dude. Or I'm gonna kick you out.
Dude, you know what they did in my company?
What?
Okay. We had this horrendous HR software we had to deal with for a long time. And they replaced it. And this new HR software, if you click on your profile and you go to account settings, you can hide your birthday from the company.
Ooh.
And this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Like last year, there was a bug at my birthday, so it didn't get announced in the Slack general channel. And it's the best feeling I've had at this company.
Dude, I had the last birthday I had, my coworkers called me via Zoom to sing happy birthday to me.
Nah.
And it's like, it's the most disjointed, out of tune, like
out of sync.
And you just have to sit there.
Yeah, you do.
It's awful.
It's assault, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. Dude, I don't know if you've had this experience, but like if you go to a restaurant with family or friends on your birthday and they tell the servers it's your birthday and then they come out and sing happy birthday to you.
Oh, no.
Dude, some of the most like traumatic moments of my life.
No, that was never my family.
Oh, I had a birthday party where some friends and I went to Pier 39 in San Francisco and we ate in a Bubba Gump's restaurant.
That sounds good.
It honestly pretty good. But my mom told the servers that it was my birthday and they made me, so they didn't just sing, they made me stand on my chair. They put a washboard on my chest and made me play it while they sang happy birthday to me. I cried.
What the fuck? Why were they still singing while you were crying?
Well, it wasn't like kind of crying. It was just like so traumatized in the moment that afterwards I cried.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know who enjoys that. I've never met a single person who does.
There's gotta be people like fucking narcissists. Yeah, I don't know. People who just love attention.
I've never given. That's definitely not a word. I've never given a single fucking shit about my birthday in my entire goddamn life.
Yeah.
Because who cares? It's just like, it's irrelevant. I've never understood it.
It used to be fun when you were like in school and a kid and you can get cool presents and have parties.
My poor ass family would feel terrible and then buy me something once a year. So that part was cool.
But like other kids get you stuff on your birthday.
Kinda. I was never really that kid either though. I had I've always kept like a handful of friends. I've never had a shit ton of friends.
Me neither. But like, you know, when you're that age, like my mom and would invite everybody in my class to my birthdays. And it's like,
did you
I
ever
had
have the
no say in
experience where
it.
they like don't show up?
Not really. Oh, they're not for my birthday. I used to have Halloween parties, and I went to a Christian school. So there was one Halloween where our Bible teacher showed, I'm sure I've said this before, but our Bible teacher showed a video about Halloween that was so horrendous. It was about like the
Yeah,
inner workings of cults,
yeah.
and it was like just violent and disgusting. And it was
Oh,
like
great.
days before Halloween, and nobody wanted to come to my party.
Amazing.
But yeah, birthday, no. Unfortunately, it'd be like the opposite where, you know, everyone, my mom would have everyone invited, and then like the weird kids would show up.
Dude, I have a lot of party related trauma from when I was a kid, but it was like, it wasn't people not showing up to my stuff. Like this one instance, I remember showing up to a party that had gotten canceled.
Oh no.
And why does that feel so bad?
Yeah.
Because I think today, if that happened to me, like, oh, my cat has zoomies. I'm sorry. If that happened to me today, I'd be like, oh, all right. And then I just drive away. But when you're a kid, there's something traumatic about it. I don't know what that
Yeah.
is. It feels like you're being abandoned, kind of.
Well, especially if you're like the last to know.
Yeah. Oh, plus, like, you're always insecure. So I'm sure I was thinking it wasn't actually canceled. And they just like turned the lights out when I got there.
That makes sense.
But I was never that kid, though. Like, that wouldn't have been done to me.
Yeah.
But
I was. Well, no, not really. I mean, like, I was never a cool kid, so I didn't get invited to like the cool kids parties, but I was in fine standing with several friends who were in good standing with those people. So it was like by default you're fine.
I was kind of like what I am now.
Yeah.
And that's just like I don't give a fuck. It's in the lane of cool kids, but it's like not a cool kid, but somewhere where people like you.
Yeah.
I always had friends in like all kinds of different groups.
One of my closest friends to this day, somebody that I went to school with, was like beloved by everybody, and literally only because, well, first of all, she's a great person, so not only because, but
yeah.
Mostly because she was just like quiet and would let people talk. So she was like the one people went to vent to, and
yeah,
like
that's great.
Just became the best, most loved person.
Yeah, I was kind of in that lane, just like the quiet kid, but I would also do fucked up shit. So it's like you get that class clown thing going on where kids find you entertaining too.
Yeah.
Like I was always like talk back to the teacher kid.
Oh yeah. Dude, I got in trouble for this won't surprise anyone. I got in trouble for my mouth all the time.
That's surprising to me, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I figured you would have been obeying the rules and stuff.
Well, for the most part, yes. Like, I was never in deep trouble with my teachers, but whenever I did get in trouble, it was for like talking back or like starting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had
actually, that's not super surprising.
Yeah. I had like, I guess, a coping mechanism because I was bullied, that like I had this ability to essentially pinpoint your insecurity and say the thing that I knew would be the most awful and like hurt you the most.
That's so bad coming. Okay.
I know.
Teenagers are the fucking worst.
But it was literally a coping mechanism because like I was bullied so bad that I had to adapt to like be hurtful with my words.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like
that's
got
exactly,
me in trouble.
That's exactly what makes kids little shits.
Yeah.
Because when you're an adult, you know it's coming from a place of truth and they just don't care about you.
Right.
So you're launching attacks at them and they can't do anything about it.
I think I was also because, you know, I went to a very religious school and I also wasn't super willing to just accept everything that was being told to me. So I was also kind of the but why kid. And like, that didn't really get me in trouble per se, but I think I exhausted my teachers a lot.
Oh, I for sure did. I grew up thinking that all my teachers sucked. And it wasn't until later that I realized like, oh, I was a complete dickbag to them. I gave them no reason to not suck.
The weird thing is my teachers loved me, but like I remember specifically there was one teacher who I think he was leaving at the end of the year, so like everybody was saying goodbye to him, and when it got to be my turn, he was like, I'll never have another student like you.
Nice. That backhanded, you think?
Yeah.
A little backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
This one time I hate, so my worst teacher in the world was Mr. Johnson. He was like a 7th grade, I think, English teacher. And we would just argue. My desk was outside his class for like 3/4 of the year. But I remember this one time he said, I'm not going to get anywhere in life.
Oh, fun.
And I immediately was like, don't people at McDonald's make more than you?
See, that's that same skill. Like,
Yeah,
you knew
that's the
exactly what to
skill.
say. Yeah.
I had it too. Yeah, I was a
Mhm.
little shit.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad like high-fiving me when I told him that story. And that's the kind of parents I had too. So they like brought me up to fucking just
Yeah.
clap back. But
Dude, ugh.
I was like fucking that guy's life up probably and making him hate going home and stuff.
Yeah, that was something that I'm sure he said to you just out of total frustration.
Yeah, complete frustration. I was
Yeah.
a shit bag, but I was like dealing with trauma and shit. I was like a terrible kid.
There's a way to deal with kids like that as teachers.
Yeah.
And it's not
the era
telling
where
them it's not telling them they'll never amount to anything.
It's the era where they can't like hit you.
Yeah.
He just goes home and feels bad.
Oh, there was a teacher.
I've always kind of felt bad about that.
Don't. There was a teacher in my school. I don't know how we got on this, but oh well, it's entertaining.
Oh, tangents are fine.
Yeah, there was a teacher in my school. He was the band and choir teacher, and he was like universally beloved by multiple grades. So he was pretty untouchable by the student body.
Yeah.
But we had one kid in my class who was like the shittiest. He was also dealing with trauma, but he was so shitty, and he was like my biggest bully and like just a terrible kid. And one day he was just like being a shitbag in class, and we were standing on risers, like tiered risers, because it was choir.
Yeah.
And the teacher got so frustrated, he like yanked the kid off one of the higher risers and onto the ground.
Oh no.
And like then I think took him outside. And like we were terrified in that moment because as a kid, teacher's not supposed to touch you, let alone
you're not
hit
supposed
you.
to do that.
No, but we were also like, that was badass because we loved the teacher and hated that kid. So like, I don't even think he ended up really getting in trouble because everyone was just like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah, we get it. That kid's a shit.
Yeah.
I feel real sorry for teachers currently.
Yeah.
Because back when I was growing up, at least like it felt like parents were on the teacher's side for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't think that's true.
No. Both of my aunts are or have been teachers, and like both of them have such a bad time. Well, one of my aunts is a music teacher, so it's better for her, but my other aunt was like a history and psych teacher, and like the parents literally made her quit her job.
Yeah, that's there seems to have been a cultural shift to where parents feel like their kids are like not capable of fucking up. It's weird.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
I don't think it's good.
No. Doing like a kind of a hard pivot here. I had 2 other like small things written down.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, because it is Halloween, I've been seeing a lot of costumes posted, and I've seen so many Nope and Everything Everywhere All at Once costumes.
Yeah.
And they're all great, but those are like the costumes this year.
I was just talking about that because didn't you know Steve wore a Nope costume?
Yeah, I liked his idea though.
Yeah, his costume is great, but he ran into this guy at a party that did the thing where he's like, oh, I've seen 1 million of those this year.
Yeah.
That's kid shit. Don't do that.
It is kid shit. And also there's a way to like be unique about it, that like my friend Lona and her boyfriend did from Everything Everywhere All at Once. They did the chef and Raccacoonie.
Yeah, he said there was a guy who was Raccacoonie and the guy did the same thing to him too.
What the fuck?
I'm like, dude, don't. That's
like, I thought that was unique. They could have literally just worn the hot dog fingers or put like a googly eye on their forehead, and I'd be less likely to be like, cool costume.
But even if you have seen it, just never say that. What's the motivation there? You're just making someone feel bad for no reason.
When you're planning your costume, you're like, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be unique. You know, it's disappointing to you too if you show up at a party and there's a million other people dressed like you.
Yeah.
But also, those are both fucking great movies, so power to you.
I agree, of course. There's always something. Every year's got a movie where people pull Halloween ideas from.
Yeah.
You don't have to say you've seen it a bunch.
We're lucky that it's those two because they are actually good movies.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing I had written down, and this is something that, like, it's occurred to me before, but it really hit me when I was downloading DLC stuff for Resident Evil. Why do they keep making those DLCs that are like just rounds of combat with the enemies in game? There's no story. It's just like a shooting game. Like in Resident Evil, they have a DLC for Village called The Mercenaries, and you play as either the protagonist, Ethan, or Chris Redfield, a very main protagonist of the Resident Evil series. And your whole thing is you just like mow down as many enemies as you can. You get like combo bonuses for hitting a bunch in a row. You get different abilities. And that's all it is. It's just like round after round of... Yeah, exactly.
Because it's no effort.
But I don't understand why... That's like the worst part of a game to me.
Yeah. Well, it's zero effort development and it's filler. So like that's why, because it takes no effort, but then get a bunch of money out of you for it.
Well, I guess generally those don't come on their own. They're usually included with another DLC. Yeah. Like BioShock has these. The Evil Within has this. I think even some Assassin's Creed games have them.
Some people like those horde modes. Steve's one of them. Steve loves horde modes.
Horde mode in Fortnite is fun, but not in like a game where those are just ammo sinks. Like, those aren't even the fun villains. It's just the ones that you have to shoot in order to make progress. And I hate that shit. And those DLCs keep being made and, like, forced upon me because I buy something that has it included.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not enough of a deterrent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why they keep doing that.
I want to know if you're one of the people that enjoys those, and if so, why? Please let me know.
I don't.
I don't either.
I like Left 4 Dead when it's like done in a way that's interesting.
They're also like the horde mode DLCs are usually like you have to get an insane amount of points to get like an A rank in those. So it's like not even fun because you're like, oh, I'm doing great. And then you finish and it's like C rank.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah. Anyway,
what did we watch last week?
We watched Transylvania 5000 in VR.
We did. Why'd you say it like you don't remember?
Because I barely remember.
Okay, so that movie had a weird... I meant to cut the music from that because the music was really cheesy that it started out with. And it had super hot Gina Davis dressed like I'd never seen her dress before.
But so briefly. Like, she came in little flashes here and there.
The best part of the movie was Michael Richards.
Was it?
I thought so.
I thought it was Gina Davis.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. But it was very brief. Michael Richards had way more room to work.
Yeah.
And he was very funny. He was in the same lane as like UHF. Just so fucking weird and funny and goofy. I liked it. We missed most of the second half.
So yeah, that's why I don't remember much, because at a certain point it just became watching mukbangs with the sound off.
Yeah, which I
think it is mukbang.
That was my first... I'd heard the word mukbang before and I hadn't kind of knew what it was, but that was the first time I'd ever seen any of it.
Yeah, because I don't enjoy listening to people eat.
No, that's the thing though. He was doing it without the sound, and it was like without the sound, it was... In that environment, it made me hungry, kind of.
Me too. It was like, first of all, fascinating to see how this like small guy
Yeah.
was just shoveling full cakes, multiple full cakes into his mouth and seeming like he was enjoying it.
It was almost like his jaw wasn't right.
Yeah, like he devoured like a hot dog in a single bite.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like fascinating and also made me hungry
But
until
the boot guy.
oh god, I forgot about the boot guy. That came first, I think. There was a
Yeah.
guy who would just like chug different things out of this huge boot glass, and one of the things was beans.
Yeah. I couldn't do the beans. It was interesting watching that because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a chugger. Like I can chug.
I didn't know that about you.
I've always been able to chug. Like if you give me a bottle of water, I can kill that in like a second.
Oh god.
So I've always had this ability, and I was like the chug kid in the cafeteria.
Oh no.
So I'm watching Boot Guy like, how much does he make? What do you just drink Gatorade? I could drink a big boot of Gatorade.
Not beans though.
No. And plus it's on camera, which is a problem.
That yes. But there was a video where he drank like 16 bottles of Gatorade in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, he was doing shit that didn't look healthy in the short term.
No, and he looked miserable.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you look at the views he's getting, and he's got merch and shit. He's making so much money just
it's
being
not
a
worth
glutton.
it, man.
No, there's no way he makes it another 10 years.
No.
And I had a theory that they never showed his bottom half because he doesn't have legs anymore. It's like,
that's very possible.
yeah, but the mukbang was cool and it made me hungry. And then Steve turned on the sound and it was like a twist.
And if you want to hear that, you can listen to the last episode of Dynamic Banter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was horrible. It was very horrible.
And then he put 4 of them on at the same time. And then it was funny. So
No,
it was gross when
like,
it was just 1, but when it was 4, it sounded like hogs eating out of a trough.
It did.
And it was really funny.
It was an auditory nightmare.
We watched Barbarian for our watch along. I liked it.
I
loved it. I
Jesse
think I said
loved it. I liked it.
I think I said I gave it a 7.5, and then after I stewed in it, I think I'm up to an 8.
Wow.
Because I started thinking about it more, and I think we're gonna watch it again tomorrow, and I'm kind of excited.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be really fun to watch with a group.
Yeah.
And like a goofy group at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm still like 6.8 to 7.2, like in that range somewhere.
I think I looked up the writer-director, Zach Kreger, and I found out that we were born the same year, like 5 minutes apart.
So weird.
And it added points to the rating. I had a weird childhood connection to Zach Kreger. I really am wondering if we went to elementary school or something together.
You should tweet at him.
I don't want to. That's creepy.
Do it.
He'll probably think I'm trying to get into his Twitter account. Hey, tell me what's the name of your elementary school? Because I think we might have gone there. Were you the kid that would drop his pants all the way to take a piss in a urinal?
Maybe he was. That's definitely the kid that would write a movie like
Yeah, it could be. When I think about my childhood elementary school, I saw that kid's ass so many times, and I don't know why that's burned into my head.
You know, I was gonna say that dudes have a lot more like ass and dick looking than women do, but women also are forced to like change in locker rooms together. So I don't know why we all had to see each other naked so much.
Yeah, but you don't have you never saw a girl like drop trow and just pee standing up.
No, that's worse.
No, that's a guy thing.
Yeah.
And then I also have a memory of like 2nd grade of pooping, and some kids like kicked the door in.
Ugh.
And that gave me it made me not want to poop in public still.
Yeah. I don't poop in public.
I still don't want to.
No.
It's not that bad though. What is that? Why?
I think it's like a time thing. Like, you're a very efficient pooper. We've covered this before.
Oh, I still can spend some time in there though.
Oh, okay. Because it's like if you spend more than a couple minutes, even a couple minutes, it's like we know what you did.
My body just has a regular poop schedule for the most part. Like
Oh.
I'm healthy with my poops, but I could still be in there for like 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Well, you just get on your phone and forget what you're doing.
Sure.
We watched Barbarian was great, and
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything about it. I think it's
No, you gotta watch it.
it's
You're
too
not gonna
soon.
you are not gonna know where it's going.
Yeah. And if you're a scaredy cat, do the watch along with us because we dispel some of that horror with good bits and jokes.
Hell yeah.
We watched They/Them.
Yay.
Which is our friend Anna's movie.
Yay.
Terrible script. I told Anna. I
Oh,
DM'd Anna because she asked me for my opinion.
I need to do that.
She asked me for my thoughts on it, like when you said we were gonna watch it. So I DM'd and I was like, your performance was very good, which it was.
Mm-hmm.
There were two people I thought who performed very well. It was her and the other in the lead.
Yeah.
Who's Logan or something?
I think Jordan.
The titular They/Them.
Yes.
Yeah, Jordan.
I mean, Kevin Bacon did well. It's just that he kept turning on a dime, and that was not his fault.
No, that was the script. So the script was terrible, and it felt like it was first written as a Disney movie, and then Jason Blum was like, if you add horror, we'll buy it. This is Felicia's take, by the way.
That it is. That's totally my theory. Because I think,
and I agree.
That's essentially what happened with 10 Cloverfield Lane, is that it was a full ass movie, and then they were like, make it a Cloverfield movie, so they added it in the very end. Yeah, I think that's essentially what happened here. But it is like the tones don't agree.
No, with They/Them, it's egregious. There is a musical interlude. Mm-hmm. I want to say like maybe 20 minutes in.
Yeah, it wasn't deep into the movie.
That is full on Disney Channel kids in a summer camp singing the same like empowerment song. Yes.
Like I was willing to let it slide because sometimes sing-alongs happen at camps, but then like the music track came in.
let it slide, ironically, because it ended with the sour jock who hated all the gay people at the camp sliding across the floor to the camera like Bruce Springsteen. And no, you don't do that in this kind of movie.
No. I will say, like,
it wasn't good.
It wasn't good, but I also didn't dislike it as much as Jesse did, I don't think. I think I was like, because I'm somebody who writes occasionally for a horror news and reviews site, I get a lot of screeners for like dirt trash movies. Mm-hmm. And this was like worlds above some that I've seen that have been rated higher. I think it deserves a slightly higher rating than it has right now. I think it's worth a shot. There's definitely like standout performances and some cool moments. I also like really don't hate the concept. I just think it suffered from Blum probably coming in late and
the premise itself is cool. Yeah. Like it didn't lose me for a while. Mm-hmm. But when it lost me hard.
And it was that like at the singing part, or did it? Okay.
Yeah, that's when I was fully out. And then there was a point in the movie, I'm not going to say like exactly when, but I told Felicia, oh, this person is the... Mm-hmm. and my reasoning was the script is terrible, so this person is the...
There was just a lot of very poorly explained things about that character. Yeah. And Jesse was like, this makes so little sense. They got to be the bad guy.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense at all. Yeah, and I think it was a cool premise, and I was just disappointed in the writing because the writer was the director whose name I'm whiffing on, but John Logan. He's written some shit that I like. He wrote Gladiator. I love Gladiator. Like, I was going down his IMDb. There's like so much shit that he's written that I love, like Any Given Sunday, which is that's probably going to be on our hate watch parade at some point. That's a great football movie. But then this script just felt like exactly what you said. Like it was a Disney movie, and then Jason Blum was like, make it horror so we can sell it to Peacock real quick. Yeah. And that's it was not just the actor's fault. And then he did no, it's not the actor's fault at all. And it felt like it was one draft of horror, and then that was it. Yeah, just not great. But Anna was very good in it.
Yeah.
Top 2 performance.
Hell
I
yeah.
think she probably my favorite performance, but it's fucking tinted by our friendship because Anna's great.
I think, even if we weren't friends with her, she would have stood out. Because, I mean, even that character was very different than, like, the Anna we know for the most part.
Yeah, you could tell she had chops.
Yeah. She, like,
It wasn't just
cried on
her.
cue.
Yeah, it wasn't just her. She was acting.
Right.
It was a good performance. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is something I rewatched because my James on Cinema guy that I follow on Patreon did a watch along. So I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind again. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't. I had a friend who
It's
like
really
thought
good.
it was real for the longest time.
I don't doubt that. It's made in a way that you could buy it. It's kind of like a prototypical alien flick with Richard Dreyfuss, directed by Steven Spielberg. And it's fucking good. We should watch that sometime.
Yeah,
The
I'll
only
watch
problem
it.
is I've seen it 20 times, but if you haven't seen it, I think you would like it.
Cool. I'm not a big Alien fan. Like, I'm not a big traditional Alien fan. I like it when they can do something really unique with it, like Nope. But Close Encounters might fall into that, like, category.
I don't think it will.
Okay.
It's unique. I don't think it's spoilery to say that you never really see the aliens per se. They're messing with your emotions a lot during the movie. I saw Close Encounters way too young. I don't remember how young I was, but the first part of it fucked me up. It's some pretty scary shit in the beginning.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it would be cool to see what you think of that. We should watch that. Let's do a bonus.
Cool.
Put it on the bonus list. I started rewatching Breaking Bad, which is a series that I love. I think it's a series you have not seen.
I have not. My parents weirdly watched all the way through it and really liked it, and my brother too.
Yeah.
But it just I know it's supposedly great, but the premise still doesn't particularly interest me.
Yeah. I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah.
I'll just say that I loved Breaking Bad the first time through, and I'm 3 episodes in, and I think I might stop because it's already heavy, and I don't think I want heavy right now.
Yeah.
Not that kind of heavy. Breaking Bad is like
dark.
And Vince Gilligan is a master of making you feel bad tension and holding it over you. And a lot of that series is just tension on tension on tension. And 3 episodes in, and I'm like, yeah, I remember this tension. I don't know if I have it in me. I might finish season 1 because it's only 7 episodes, but I'm close to bailing because I don't want to, I'm not in the mood to have my soul crushed.
Yeah.
We watched the Ghost Files finale.
Hell yeah.
I hate that it's a finale.
Yeah, but I think that so before when they were doing BuzzFeed Unsolved, it was almost more like television seasons where, it would be 6 to 10 episodes and they would break for a year or so. So I think what they're doing on Watcher, their new channel, is that they're doing like less but more often. Because they have a couple of other series that I like, and they come back like maybe quarterly, if that. So I hope that's the case here because it was only, 4 episodes?
It was, and there's something to be said about them having that BuzzFeed budget, probably, versus self-financing.
They seemed to have quite the budget with all the new gadgets that they have.
Yeah, but it's condensed into 4 episodes instead of...
Yeah, but they also are generally, because I think BuzzFeed Unsolved had like 15 to maybe 45-minute episodes at the longest. These have been like an hour plus.
Right. Yeah, and they were all good, I thought.
Yeah.
There was some rehashed locations, which is fine. But overall I liked the whole season.
Yeah, me too.
And they didn't really seem to lose any of the magic from the Supernatural series.
No.
Just same shit, different channel.
It's almost like they wanted to be more professional ghost hunters by buying all the equipment and stuff, but they're the same 2 idiots, and I love that.
They should just use that SLS camera all the time. I don't know why they fuck with any of those other gadgets. The SLS one is the most believable.
The SLS camera, and also I think the REM pods, because they're just motion detectors.
Yeah.
So like those are the two things that are most compelling to me. I don't particularly believe in the Ovulus or the
No.
but I will say though, even though it's bullshit, I do really like when one of them listens to the scanner and calls out whatever they think they hear while the other one asks questions.
Yeah, that's complete bullshit, but it's a fun game.
It's very funny. It just makes no sense.
For people who have never seen this, let's go over their dumb devices real quick.
Well, okay.
The REM pod that you brought up
Uh-huh.
detects like 3 different things, right? Or 4?
It detects, I think temperature might be one thing.
Yeah, for sure it is.
And then I think like electromagnetic levels, I don't know. But the main thing is essentially proximity. So it's got like different lights that light up based on how close you're touching it. Like if you're really close to it, it's red. If you're like almost touching it, it's blue. Like that kind of thing. So the REM pods I think are fun little devices.
It's still bullshit. It's just random. It's random as hell.
I don't think it's random, but I think maybe temperature could be influencing it and like setting it off. So
yeah, but I wonder like what's changed. They have a bunch of filming equipment and infrared blasters. Like I'm wondering if it ever picks up their IR blasters on their chest and they're not realizing it.
The only reason that I'm not so like quick to dismiss it is because it seems like they personally have to get super close to it to set it off for the most part.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it would just be going off on its own.
Yeah, but that's not the only thing that randomly goes off. They also have these flashlights that flicker. So they'll ask a question of the flashlight.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so it's a flashlight that's set like, you twist the top of it so that it's kind of I don't know how to explain it. The flashlights you have to untwist to put the batteries in from the top. They twist it to the point where it's like almost closed,
the circuit
but not
is unstable.
Quite. Right. So it could flicker at any point. It's random. But the idea is you ask it questions and say, turn the flashlight on for yes or off for no.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. It's bullshit.
I think the REM pod is the same thing, but it's like changes in the environment that are normal but invisible.
Yeah.
But I'm a skeptic. So
yes.
If you believe in ghosts, then you could believe that ghosts are setting that off. But
I think even if you're not a skeptic, there's really no basis of proof that these machines work. So like I can believe in ghosts all I want and still think this technology is bullshit.
But as someone who doesn't believe in ghosts, that REM pod is like completely random to me. I don't know what's setting it off. I clearly don't think it's a ghost, so it must be something
really
else.
Curious. Yeah, I'd be curious to see someone like fuck with it to see what makes it trigger.
The thing that gets me is the SLS camera, which is go ahead.
Yeah, it uses the same technology as I think it was either the PlayStation or Xbox Connect.
It was the Connect.
So I just don't know. Was it PlayStation?
No, Xbox Connect for sure, because I saw the word Connect on one of their interfaces.
Yeah, I know it's the Connect. I just couldn't remember what.
Yeah, it's Xbox.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, it uses the same technology as the Xbox Connect to detect like bodies. So it like puts out a grid and scans the room. And if it picks up like a figure, it'll display on the camera as a stick figure.
Yeah, with joints. And that's the one that's closest to getting me, because I don't know how you could fake it. Right. And those guys don't seem like they would fake it, even though it would be advantageous for them to do it. But I trust them on some level for some reason not to do shit like that. But
well, especially because, Shane doesn't give a fuck. He's just there having a good time. And Ryan is like a terrified little baby. So I don't think he'd be inventing stuff.
But he's got a serious side. Ryan has a serious feeling about.
He's a believer.
Yeah, he's a believer. And I think he tries to follow. What am I trying to say? Like, I don't think he's a believer to the point where he doesn't want to disrespect the art form or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the profession.
I mean, he's inclined to believe what he sees or hears. You know, if
Yeah.
they catch like so I guess one of the other devices that everybody knows is the EVP, which is just a little digital recorder that they play back at a higher volume, and if
did you hear that voice?
Right. And
it's
that's
never clear. It's always some fucking unintelligible whisper.
And that's I've always had an issue with those in ghost shows, because it'll be like, and then the show will be like, did you hear that? It said, help me, I was murdered. And I'm like, I don't think there wasn't enough syllables for that.
No, it's in the same lane as the orbs in the pictures. You just want it to be something that it's not.
Right.
It's just some
But I think Brian is inclined to give it the benefit of the doubt, but I don't think he would manufacture evidence.
No. The SLS camera, I wanted to say, is the most believable, because they'll point it at something and you could see limbs moving around. Yeah,
like if you point it at a live person, it maps them essentially, and you can see it move as they move.
Yeah, and they do that. They'll point it at each other, and you can see them moving it around. So when they point it at nothing and that starts to move around, that's compelling on some level.
Yeah.
But they have these IR blasters again, which I think probably could interfere there too.
Maybe, but seems...
I don't know.
Yeah, that seems a little less likely.
And then we have the uvulus.
The ovulus.
Ovulus.
So the ovulus is I can't remember.
It's a speak and say.
Well, there's two devices and I can't remember which is which. Is the ovulus the one that just says words? It's not the radio scanner one.
No, it just says words. It's a speak and spell or
so
speak and say or whatever.
You can set it to two different modes. There's one mode that's just like it'll blast out whatever it interprets. It's just like random sounds and doesn't always form words. And the other is dictionary mode. So the idea is that spirits are supposed to be able to manipulate it to say whatever they want. But they've like never gotten anything remotely compelling on it. It'll just be like hot dog, sandcastle.
So the reason that's fun is because me and Miriam were watching we're watching BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural today for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to this episode where they're investigating one of the show's producers' house.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the first time the ovulus is used.
Oh.
And in that one, it's kind of doing something that seems like there's a ghost playing along. But I don't trust that episode because it's a producer of the show with a very nice house. And there's this guy with them, this medium, who's a scammer. He's running the scammer playbook. He's like in the room being like, did you have a grandpa named Dan or Dave or... And then the producer's like crying and shit. And she's like, yeah. That's the scammer playbook.
It is. It's Mediums. A big like say shit and see if you get a reaction. And if you do, keep going. Yeah,
that shit has been debunked for so long.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if that guy knew how to fuck with the ovulus in some way.
Maybe. I kind of don't think that the producer was like scamming anybody.
She said she was a skeptic, which was weird because she started crying at the scammer guy.
Yeah, he might have very well been a scammer, but I kind of I'm inclined to believe her. But yeah,
he's a scammer.
That's fine.
Of course he's a scammer.
Of course. I don't remember enough about that.
As soon as he starts saying, did you have a grandpa named Dan or Dave? That's all you need.
Yeah. I don't remember enough about that episode to verify, but I do remember the episode you're talking about.
So ovulus, and then what was the other one? The spirit box?
The spirit box. Yes, that's it. So that one it scans radio frequencies at a speed of like one channel per 0.2 seconds. So the idea is that if you get a full word or phrase that's coming through multiple channels, multiple frequencies, that's a ghost manipulating the energy to speak.
Yeah.
What they've started doing with the spirit box, which is my new favorite thing because it's so funny, is that one of them will put on noise canceling headphones and listen to the spirit box and just say whatever they think that it's saying, while the other one asks questions to the spirits. And it's like So I think for the most part, they haven't really gotten anything, but there was one episode where like Shane was essentially fighting a ghost.
Yeah, it's fun when Shane does it.
Yeah.
Because he starts yelling out words.
Yes, it's my favorite when Shane does it because he'll just say whatever and it never coincides with anything Ryan is asking.
That spirit box is also 1,000,000% bullshit.
Yeah.
I would love to like know where they're going to record in advance someday. If I'm ever out and about again into the world, I would love to know where they're going to record and then just go fuck with the radio frequencies.
I don't want you to do that.
And play Ryan. Ryan's going to die over and over and over with a ham radio or something. That's all you got to, that's all that thing does is pick up random radio stations.
So if anybody is wondering, Jesse is the Shane of that duo.
Yeah, I'm sure I am. I'm super skeptical about all that, but it's still fun to watch.
There's another piece of technology that I think debuted in the last episode. I think actually maybe they used it before. I forget what exactly it's called, but it's a stuffed bear that has pre-recorded question. Like the Boo, not the Boo Bear, but something.
I think it is the Boo Bear.
Maybe. But it has pre-recorded questions that it asks in a child's voice at random intervals. And I think it has like a recorder in it or something. And like a motion detector.
Yeah, the motion detector is what sets the questions off.
Yeah, so it's like they're investigating and every once in a while you'll just hear a question asked in a child's voice and they're like, oh, that's just the bear.
It's a $500 Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah, basically.
And that they brought that thing out and that thing is a joke.
Yeah, I think the idea is that you're supposed to use it in places that supposedly have like a kid ghost. But if I was a kid, I probably wouldn't interact with it.
No, that thing's fucking creepy, even if you are a ghost.
Yep.
We watched. We're an hour in. We watched Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, at least 3 episodes. Yeah. We left off on The Autopsy, which I thought was fucking great. It was
great, yeah. I love it so far.
Yeah.
I think it's like, so it's a horror anthology series. Every episode is directed by someone different. And so far it's been like almost like an adult version of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So it's kind of like, it's very storybook, but it is like gross and gory too. I was kind of surprised. I guess I wasn't expecting, especially the 3rd episode. I don't know that I was expecting that level of gore.
No, that shit was nuts.
Yeah, but it's very fun and I am having a great time with it. I'm really excited to see the rest. My wet men haven't even come up yet.
It's very much one of those shows that if you're a wuss, you could probably still watch it. I think
so.
Each episode's got a few moments where you're going to like pull covers over your head.
I feel like it's a different genre of horror. It's like something you watch to be spooked out in the same way where you would like go read a scary story. So it's not even like a horror movie feel. It's not like a genuine scare. It's like I want to hear a cool spooky story.
Yeah, to me it's like an artsy mix of Goosebumps and X-Files.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, it's just more artsy. It's well done because of course it is. Guillermo del Toro is a master.
I fucking love him so much.
He does a little intro every episode.
And they're great. He's so delightful. I love that man.
Yeah, me too. I love him. Wow, what a great man.
What a great man.
You know, the time for asking any question is right now.
And boy, do I got a question. I didn't ask the Discord if anybody had questions because I had one.
Yeah, actually, Tatiana had one last week that we didn't do that I had written down.
Oh, what the fuck, really?
So yeah, let's just do both.
Okay.
So Tatiana said, what movie or genre of movies do you associate with each season?
Oh, fuck, you're right. I missed that.
I know I'm right. I'll go first while you think.
For each season, okay.
Yeah, so I guess I'll cheat a little bit because I don't really have like preferred genres of movies for spring and summer. I guess I genuinely I watch mostly horror at this point. It's a mix of like it's just what I'm interested in now and also Friday stuff.
Right.
So I don't have like prescribed spring and summer movies, I'm usually watching some version of horror.
I've got a summer one. I would have thought you would have said Jurassic Park for the summer one.
I love Jurassic Park, but I don't ascribe it to one particular season. I'll watch that literally whenever.
Yeah.
But
for the sake of the question, I would put it in the summer blockbuster category.
Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, I guess that's a good point. Summer is kind of for those like big blockbusters.
Yeah.
And like movies that's fun, like popcorn flicks that you watch with your friends, I think is a good summer vibe. I'm like shark movies.
My immediate one is Independence Day.
Interesting.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I can see that. Or any movie involving like the 4th of July, a beach theme, whatever.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, although that could be fall too.
Yeah, it could. The last couple of seasons have been like July 4th for me, but this is about movies. Let's do movies.
So for me, fall is more, it's not just straight horror movies. For me, fall is more like nostalgia and like younger Halloween-y type movies, or movies that take place around Halloween time. I want to actually like feel the season. So I tend to go towards, favorites from my childhood or just favorites growing up that make me think about Halloween.
Yeah.
Like family movies. And then winter is actually where my favorite horror comes in, because one of my favorite genres of horror is cold. So like that's when The Terror, The Thing, more that I can't think of right now, but like
there was one that you wanted me to watch for Halloween. That's a
Ravenous.
Christmas one.
Oh yeah.
What's that called?
Rare Exports.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
we're probably gonna watch that this year.
Yeah. So yeah, like all of my favorite horror and like quirky horror too takes place during winter. So I think it's a great, like, get a coat, like bundle up and watch an icy horror movie. Spring, I can't think of anything.
Spring is a difficult one. There's not really.
I guess like if you're the kind of person who really likes rom-coms, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not a big rom-com person.
I like a Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh, maybe for me it'll be like doomed romances. I do like those.
Yeah, you
like
do.
Indie doomed romance flicks. That'll be mine.
Fuck, there's a Christmas movie that's a rom-com that I'm drawing a blank on. It's got the guy from Sherlock in it. God damn it.
Christmas movie that's a rom-com with Benedict Cumberbatch?
No, the other guy.
Robert Downey Jr.?
No, Holmes from Sherlock, the series with Benedict Cumberbatch. His co-star.
Oh, Watson?
Yeah. It's not 10 Things I Hate About You. It's
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Yes. It's got Mr. Bean in it and Emma Thompson and Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Why can't I think of
That's
what it's
been
called?
A recent Christmas movie for me. I've watched it around Christmas for the past several years, and I can't think of the name of it.
Well, okay, it is a good one, but the more you watch it, the more fucked up it is. Because
it's super fucked up. Yeah,
everybody's relationship fucking sucks.
It does. It does.
Especially Keira Knightley flirting with her new husband's best friend, who's in love with her. Why can't I remember? I'm gonna look it up.
I can't either. I probably
Love Actually.
Love Actually. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the one. Love Actually. I've been watching around Christmas for the past several years. My brother introduced me to that movie.
I think a brother's ex introduced me to that movie.
Yeah, but that's Christmas. I can't think of a spring movie really.
Midsummer.
Let's watch Midsummer. Whoa. Whoa.
I mean, it is springy.
The universe just did some syncing with us. Yeah. I was thinking Midsummer at the same time.
Well, hey, if we both thought it at the same time, it must have spring
That must
vibes.
be the spring movie,
Yeah.
There's what's that series, that animated thing that you watched? Like 6 episodes.
Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah, that's a
fall.
Halloween-y one.
Yeah,
that's a fall one.
That's big time fall.
And then Independence Day for me was summer. What am I missing? Fall,
she
summer.
She didn't say specific movies. She just said genres. So you don't have to get too deep down in it. But
I'm winter mostly. I don't really have any fall or summer or spring but I have a lot of winter ones.
Yeah, same.
Like I would put Casper in the cold season.
Ooh, Edward Scissorhands is kind of a cold one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that since it came out.
Yeah.
Not a big fan. Nightmare Before Christmas, you could put in the Halloween.
Yeah, that could go either way.
Yeah, it could be Halloween or Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the fun ones for me are in the winter, I think.
Yep.
And Christmas Story, just because I was jammed down my throat.
Yeah, I do like seasonal stuff like that too, but not just your average cheesy Hallmark movie.
Miriam fucking hates Christmas Story, so I haven't watched that in a long time. She likes White Christmas a ton. She watches that every Christmas.
I like Elf.
Yeah. Oh
It's a
yeah,
good
Elf's
one.
a fairly new one, but
Yeah,
I will watch
but
that one
like
too.
an instant classic. Yeah.
I watched it last year for sure.
Yeah. And you had a question.
Yeah, the other question I made up and didn't have an answer to, so I'll have to think about that. You're haunted by a dead movie star for the rest of your life. Who would you want it to be?
My immediate thought, and I've said this essentially before, is Katharine Hepburn. And it's, I think, just because I want like a sassy, smart talking woman of the world ghost by my side.
Are you sure?
Yeah, why not?
Wouldn't that get annoying at some point?
I don't think so.
What if she starts like critiquing your relationships?
That's partially why I want her. I like it'd be like having a sassy, knowledgeable guardian angel who is like judgmental and not hiding it, but also like you respect their opinion and you know they're right.
Yeah, that's true. I just thought of mine.
What?
Hilarious sweetheart, John Candy.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'd love to just be haunted by John Candy. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Or Snape. What's his name?
Specifically as that role, Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman as the Metatron from Dogma.
Also in Love Actually. Also
Yeah.
fucked up romance.
Yeah.
Cheating on
he
his
fucked
wife.
up, cheating on his wife, did weird things with the presents.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. John Candy, and yours is Katharine Hepburn.
Yep.
That's good.
Because I'm sure it isn't good. That's the impression that I get.
Okay.
Okay. Full disclosure, I guessed what this was going to be. So Jesse, I think we said this before, but Jesse writes like small clues in the form of initials in our little rundown that he makes. And today's was JG being the actor and JP being the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here being like, well, JP has to be Jurassic Park. So JG is Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, this
And
one was
then-
an easy one, I think.
Yeah. And then Jesse accidentally played the tiniest little bit of Jeff Goldblum's voice. And I was like, yes, I was right.
Yeah. We use Zencaster to record, and when you're adding a sound, it like sometimes you're clicking to add it and it'll click the sound to play it.
And I'm very excited because I don't think I've ever attempted a Jeff Goldblum, and I can't tell you that that's going to happen today. But I'm so familiar with this script that I'm gonna give it a go.
I'm gonna do the part of Harry for you, Henry. Not Harry. Oh, I should also say that this is the first suggestion from the Discord.
Oh, fun! You know
this
who?
was yeah. Can you guess?
Tyler.
No.
Oh.
No. This was Tatiana.
Oh, fun! Thank you.
And we
Tatiana.
have another one for next week.
Wow! Thank you,
from
guys.
someone else. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
This one was so obvious when she said it. I was like, why didn't I go Jeff Goldblum?
There's
Jurassic Park?
Also so many quotes you could do from Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I picked this one because I think this is the most famous.
Yeah, there's also the one about like the condors are extinct for a reason type thing.
I want to play it.
Okay.
John, the kind of control you're attempting is it's not possible. Listen, if there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free, it expands to new territories, and it crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously, but, well, there it is. There it is.
You're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
No, I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
So very Goldblum of him.
You're gonna have trouble nailing the pauses.
I don't think the pauses so much as just his voice in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, quick reminder, we would love for you to submit some impressions you would like me to do, and you can do that by DMing Jesse on Discord.
Yeah, we got 2. Also, I forgot to get applause clips again. I need to do that.
You're just gonna
I'm
have
sorry.
to clap for me.
Do a little clap.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
John, the kind of control you're attempting simply is, it's not possible. If there is one thing that history of evolution has taught us, is that life will not be contained. Life breaks free. It expands to new territories and crashes through barriers, painfully, maybe even dangerously, but, well, there it is.
You're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
No, I'm simply saying that life, finds a way.
Yay. Yeah, you whiffed on the pauses real bad.
No, he like blasted through that first part.
Kind of, but when you get to the maybe even dangerously, but well.
No, he blasted through that. I made a note.
The maybe even dangerously, but and then there's like a pregnant pause.
But
well, there it is.
Well, there it is.
Yeah. You gotta get that big pause in there.
Okay, I didn't do a big enough pause.
No, you get a golf clap.
All right, I'll take it. I attempted a Goldblum.
You did? Listen, I didn't do it. You want me to try?
If you want to.
I've never tried this in my life.
I'll be Henry.
Okay. Hold on, let me get a sip of something. I gotta wet the old whistle, if you know what I mean. John, the kind of control you're attempting simply is...
That's just you. It's just you.
It's not possible. No, really?
Yeah.
John,
That was good. That was good.
John, the kind of control you're attempting simply it's not possible. There's one thing that history of evolution has taught us. Is that life will not be contained. Life breaks free. It expands to new territories and crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously. But, well, there it is.
You're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
No, Henry, you stupid fuck. I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
I don't remember that first part.
Why don't you clap it up for your boy? I did the pauses.
You did the pauses.
I think you probably still did better.
I don't know. We'll leave it to our audience.
I haven't watched Jurassic Park that much.
I have watched it a lot.
Oh, yeah. No, you got a mug. A mug and everything.
Yeah.
The guy was like tearing him to pieces with his mouth. So I told him, get off, it's like, and the guy just kept eating the other guy away, like ripping his skin.
Larry Vega describes it as a scene out of a horror movie as a naked man chewed off the face of another naked man.
Oh, yeah. I have one piece of news, and it's that Liam Hemsworth is replacing Henry Cavill in season 4 of The Witcher.
Fucking devastating.
That's a bummer.
A couple of reasons. First of all, I think Henry Cavill was genuinely great in that role.
Yeah. It seemed like it was made for him.
Yeah, and I was really skeptical when it was first cast because I was like, how are they going to make that Superman-looking motherfucker into Geralt? But they did, and he's great. He's also literally the most attractive he's ever been to me in that show.
Yeah, no more of that.
But the other reason that it's just like it's going to be real weird is that I can't get past a recast like that. That's your main protagonist, and you're just going to be like, he looks different because, well, he went on a weird journey, and here he is.
Yeah. The only reason I think they do that is they must have like a 5-season arc.
Maybe.
So maybe they got some shit they want to get to.
Maybe.
So they're settling for Liam Hemsworth.
It's so weird. Like, usually that's a
weird.
show-ending thing.
Yeah, it should be.
Also, I saw a tweet from somebody that was like, hey, Gerald, you look different. Is something wrong? And then he says, no.
No.
He's Australian now.
Yeah.
Also, I saw another tweet that was like, why are we picking Liam Hemsworth when Mads Mikkelsen is right there? And I think that's valid. But I think
I don't know,
even
man.
if you don't choose Mads Mikkelsen, I think it is weird that they're going with someone I think younger than Henry Cavill to play Geralt, who is older than Henry Cavill. I want to say he's like in his 50s, probably 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a weird choice. I have lots more news.
Why not Chris Pratt?
I would absolutely not watch it.
I could see Chris Pratt as
No.
No, I couldn't. That's a nightmare.
What if it's Chris Pratt and he's just playing Andy from Parks and Rec?
Hell yeah, dude. That's The Witcher. I would watch the fuck out of that.
Probably would too, honestly.
I loved Andy from Parks and Rec.
Me too. Ugh, I wish
God
he
damn
would
it,
just be
Chris
that.
Pratt. Why'd you have to go
know.
and do weird cult
Why'd
shit
you have to go and get buff and then think you're better than everybody?
and hate gay people all of a sudden? You're next. What's your next news?
I have Shelley Duvall is returning to acting for the first time in 20 years in the thrillers The Forest Hills.
Hell yeah. Hopefully nobody tortures her during shooting.
Yes. She's wearing her age proudly, and it's very brave of her to return to acting as somebody who was put through such trauma.
Shelley Duvall. I'm going to look her up because I haven't seen her recently.
Yeah, it's going to be very different.
Oh, she's got, just standard grandma.
Yeah, she does. She looks like a little old lady.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. The next bit of news, The Santa Clauses premieres on November 16th on Disney Plus.
Oh boy.
And I watched the trailer and it looks very bad. I have two things in my notes. One is Juliet from Lost is in it.
Weird.
And also Bernard didn't age well. He is wearing the exact same outfit and everything, and he just looks like an adult man.
No, he didn't age well at all.
No.
No, he really didn't. I saw Bernard in something unrelated. Was it? Anyway, what's next? Because I'll have to think forever to figure out what that was.
My next thing is that Netflix launched a Discord bot for watching stuff with friends.
What?
Yes.
Really?
I don't know any of the technical aspects of that, but I'll leave that to you.
That's interesting. That must be in partnership with Discord. Otherwise, they're abusing their bandwidth.
So, yeah, that's fun. You can have Netflix watch parties with friends.
I'm sure that doesn't work well, but we'll see. Maybe it does. Actually, yeah, I could think of give me a week. I could make that tech work.
Hell yeah.
I could think of it.
The next thing is that there's going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special on Disney Plus November 25th.
Oh boy, I'm not gonna watch. Well, maybe I'll watch it.
I don't know.
Maybe
it'll be cute. I think if any Marvel property is gonna do it, might as well be Guardians.
Is it James Gunn?
I don't know that.
I trust James Gunn. If it's James Gunn, I'll watch it.
Yeah. The next one, I tweeted you about this. On January 6th, a gothic thriller called Pale Blue Eye is coming to Netflix.
Yeah. That was already on my radar.
Yeah, it looks fucking great. It's got a all-star cast, including Christian Bale and Gillian Anderson. And the synopsis is a world-weary detective is hired to investigate the murder of a West Point cadet. Stymied by the cadet's code of silence, he enlists one of their own to help unravel the case. A young man the world would come to know as Edgar Allan Poe. I am extremely horny for this.
Dude, let me break your brain real quick.
Okay.
X-Files with Christian Bale instead of David Duchovny.
Oh, no, because I love David Duchovny in that role.
I do too, but I think it might still work.
I can't see Christian. I mean, Christian Bale can do anything. We know it, but I wouldn't want to replace Mulder like that.
You know what? I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I think Christian Bale could do Gillian.
I was just going to say Christian Bale is Gillian Anderson's character.
Yeah, I think he could do Gillian Anderson's character.
Yeah.
And I think Gillian Anderson can do David Duchovny's role because she's got comedy chops.
She does. She's just so well established as the skeptic now. It's hard to see her as the believer.
Yeah, but if you just rebooted the series and nobody's ever seen it before, and it starts out with Gillian Anderson as Fox Mulder,
I would watch the fuck out of it still.
You could keep the names.
Yeah.
She could be Fox Mulder and Christian Bale could be Dana Scully, and it would still work because Dana can be a dude's name too.
I don't want it to replace the original X-Files, but I also want this series like right now.
Yeah, I would love to watch that.
It's just episode, like, word for word. Everything is the same episode to episode, but it's just those two.
And their current age and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fuck, man. That would be so fun.
They might have to do some interesting things with like the pregnancy stuff that happens.
Dude, I think we're getting to the point where with AI, we're gonna be able to do shit like this.
Yeah.
And it's scary for my creative friends, but deep in the recesses of my mind, I'm like, can I just come up with weird fucking series that I could just watch as soon as they're processed in a week?
I mean, we already have Dolly making AI art that's like insane. So yeah, probably.
It's real scary for my human creative friends.
Yeah.
But I kind of like look forward to what can happen.
Yeah, but also fuck my friends.
Yeah, but also fuck my friends.
I have one more bit of news, and it's just like, it was so weird. So Oscar Isaac said the weirdest shit, and it sounds like an Onion headline.
Okay. All right.
So Oscar Isaac was asked if Moon Knight is getting a season 2, and this is his exact quote. "We can't definitively say that. I need my teasing abilities. Can't drain me of those. What a cock tease I am. Always been. But at the moment, there's no official word." Hey, Oscar Isaac, why would you say that to Disney?
He was in character.
Was he?
That's my official take.
I just don't think you can say cock on Disney.
He can't, but his alter ego can.
Yeah, I still don't think so.
That's fucking great. I love Oscar Isaac.
What a cock tease I am, always been.
I
love Oscar Isaac too, but that's the weirdest fucking shit.
There's no way we're not getting another Moon Knight series. He's just fucking around.
Yeah.
Or season, rather.
I'm very excited. Are you excited?
Yeah. You wanna know what I'm excited
I've already
about?
said all my exciting stuff, so I have nothing to add to this section. So yes, you please.
I'm excited about exactly one thing and one thing only. And it's Weird, the Al Yankovic story, which is out on Roku on November 4th. That's so close.
Are we going to do
Friday.
a watch along?
Yeah. I got to ask Miriam because that's something she would want to watch.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's up in the air. Maybe a watch along. It would be a bonus.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of watch along, what are we going to watch this week?
Oh, we're just watching a little movie called Pearl, which is a horror. And it's the prequel for X, which Felicia didn't like, but I feel like you're going to like this one.
So X was a very divisive film for us. Jesse loved it and had a great time.
Did.
I hated it. But I'm actually excited for Pearl because it is a prequel. So I'm hoping it'll give me the context that I need to make X better for me.
Yeah. And X, I didn't write it down. Let me see if I can remember the premise for people who don't know what X or Pearl
essentially
is.
This group, so X was this group of like, I want to say amateur porn makers.
Yeah.
Rent out a cabin on a farm. They rent out this property owned by an elderly couple, and some weird shit ensues.
Yeah. And Pearl is the prequel for X, and I think Pearl is going to be real fun. So
yeah, I don't, even if it's not a good movie, I'm just hoping for context. That's really all I want.
That's out on VOD, which means that's a $20 purchase. But you could just wait to watch it with us later when it's out on streaming. But we're definitely watching that shit.
I can't wait until you all tell me on Twitter how wrong I am about X and Pearl.
Yeah, because I have way too many friends. Can some of y'all are fans? Can some of y'all break off and become Felicia's fans?
I have too many friends and Felicia doesn't. Can you just be nice to her?
Sorry, I'm just doing fucking Freudian slips all over the place.
I'm over here doing like a charity.
So far, every fan is mine. So
the other thing I got on Jesse about today was on our website. In the like people section, he listed himself twice, once as host and once as producer.
Look, that's not me. That's not on our website. That's when you go to episodes. which is Transistor. That's our podcast host.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to people, and that's how they have.
I can't help that I'm so accomplished.
They don't let you say host and producer, so you got to do it in both.
Sure.
This is not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Go to our website though. It's brand new. See what you think about it. Let me know.
Tell us how much you miss Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah. Oh, and our website, go to idiots.fm, and it's got an About Us link at the top, and there's a very accurate description of Felicia in there.
Uh-huh. So now Jesse can say that I was written by him in the outro of our podcast.
Yeah.
Because
don't act like you didn't like what I wrote.
It was, yeah, I do like what you wrote.
Thank you.
I just want the world to know I didn't write it and you did.
Yeah, and it might be fictionalized a little bit.
Maybe a little
bit. Parts, some parts.
I also want to just say now that the episode is over, that some neighbors are certainly having a party, and I've been hearing like chattering and screaming all night, so I can't wait for you to listen back to the audio.
Oh, hell yeah. If it's loud enough, I'll boost it for everybody to enjoy. Wow, we did it. We did another. Wow, this is so long.
We talked and we had fun.
We're not. Let's just keep talking.
Okay.
So, you remember when I changed the format so the show would be shorter? Didn't work.
No. Okay, but it wasn't the length that was the problem. It was us unenthusiastically listing every movie that's coming out.
Yeah. I feel like we were enthusiastic about everything we talked about.
At idiots.fm.
Hell yeah.
Felicia
Shut up, me.
Very written by Jesse Stillwell.
Now accurate. That is an accurate statement. Yep. I did. I wrote Felicia.
Jesse Stillwell, host and producer of this program.
Yes, and has the most fans.
Yes.
Has the most fans. That if a couple of you want to go over Felicia's side to make her feel better, that
I don't need your charity anymore. You know what?
Why don't you get some charity fans?
I want organic fans. I don't want charity fans.
Don't tell her. Just be her. Don't tell her you switched.
That's
just
like
be her
paying
fan.
someone to go on a date with me.
Bye.
Bye.